not, you first take out the injection from the ampoule, and then you give some impact in order to eliminate the air. But you cannot do that in space. It would just float within the syringe. So it might be a little bit difficult to get rid of the air bubble. But if it is just a little bit of air, it doesn't matter. So it's not a big problem. And just for your information, the drug that we use for emergency, we have prepared a syringe, so it don't have to have that procedure of pulling out the liquid. Thank you very much for a very good question. Now, next question. I'm Shoma Yaguchi. I heard that your childhood dream, becoming an Ultraman, motivated you to be an astronaut. How do you feel when you actually see the universe with your own eyes? Can you see M78 Nebula? The Ultraman star? Thank you very much for a very good question. M78 Nebula. I haven't been able to see because I had been rather busy so far, but I'll try to seek for it, look out for it. But when I look out from the window from International Space Station, I feel deeply that our planet is very precious, very beautiful. And I'm not Ultra 7 or Ultraman, but I really feel that we have to take very good care of this beautiful Earth. Probably, Shoma, you may have something that you want to do or you want to be in the future. The trigger, the start may be something very small, but please evaluate and keep on working toward it. Thank you very much for your question. I'm Kohei Yano. Can you give someone an IV drip in space?
これも医学的ないい質問ですね。できます。でも地上とちょっと違うんですね。
Again, very good medical question. Yes, you can do it, but it is a bit different from the Earth. On the ground, you see those drip down. You know, you use gravity on that. But in space station, we cannot use gravity, so we do it a little differently. So what we do is to use pumps. This may be a little difficult to understand, but on the ground, you sometimes put the tube in artery and check the blood pressure, and you can do something very similar to that. So we can give IV drip on space. Next question. I'm Yui Yamamoto. If we get a cut in space, does the blood float in the air?
血が出たときにどうなるかってことですね。これまた医学的な質問ですね。
So when we have blood in space, that's another medical question. Very good. There are two things. In case when you bleed very slowly, it's slightly attached to the surface, so it's surface tension, if I use a little difficult word. So the blood would be sticking on the surface of the skin. But once the blood comes out of the skin, then it forms a globe and it floats. And as there is no gravity in space, and if it starts to float, for example, to this direction, then it will continue to float to that direction. So if we are to have operation on space, we may have to do it differently from the ground. Thank you very much for the good question. Next question, please. I'm Ray Wakayama. I am reading books written by E.T. Seaton. Can you keep animals in space? And if so, what kind?
はい、興味深い質問ありがとう。今宇宙ステーションで、実験に
Thank you for a very interesting question. On International Space Station, it's not really an animal, but we have spiders in space. We look how the spiders form web. And if you want to keep animals, it would be possible. But as we float, however, in space, and the way they drink differently in space, so they have to be fed differently in space. And if it is people, you can train or you can teach people how to eat differently in space. But if it is animal, it might be very difficult to do that. But you may give some good training if you want to keep animals in space. So if you are to go to Moon or Mars, yes, you may have that kind of opportunity, and it's very important to give right training. Thank you very much for a very good question. Well, we have used up our 20 minutes allocated time. Thank you very much for wonderful time that you had shared with us. Would you please give us one final message to the children?
私は12年前から宇宙飛行士の訓練を受けてきました。12年というと、今日のお友達の半分以上の方は
I had been going through training for astronauts for 12 years. Probably half of you have not been born yet, and there had been space shuttle accidents, and I had wanted to work in space, and there had been difficulty. It wasn't so sure whether I could go out to space or not. But I learned that it's no use worrying too much about what's not controllable, but just try hard and continue to do well, and then tomorrow will be better than today. Tomorrow will be better. So you may have difficult time because you have a disease, but please continue your effort, and I'm sure things would be better tomorrow. So lastly, let's say thank you together. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Furukawa. Thank you very much. You gave me power. Thank you very much.
Station, this is Houston, ACI. That concludes the event. Thank you.
Station, we are now resuming our operational communications.